I'm Troy Kirby with a quick look at the 2022 Washington State legislative session. The House Finance Committee heard public testimony on Substitute House Bill 1814, which would expand equitable access to the benefits of renewable energy through community solar projects.
We've provided guardrails and assurances to make sure it's as smooth as possible, but we also really need to make sure that we aren't leaving people behind in this big shift. And I have another bill that you're hopefully executing today to incentivize job creation. This is using the public utility tax credit to encourage low-income folks to be able to buy into the solar economy. So through community solar. So it's probably not the lowest cost way of reducing carbon emissions, but we've kind of gotten a lot of those low-hanging fruit. What this is really important to is providing equity, to making sure that, so I have solar panels on my house. I own my house and I was able to access the credit to get those solar panels. Not everyone has those abilities. And when we look at ways to subsidize green energy that impact individuals, you often need to make some sort of capital cost. So this gets around that by providing that capital cost up front and working with utilities to make sure that people who don't necessarily own their house can own like a share in a community solar piece.
As a nearly 2-year-long utility shutoff moratorium ends, the cost of electricity is putting pressure on already strained families. This low-income solar program will leverage clean energy to provide long-term economic relief to communities most burdened by energy bills. For too long, the savings that solar panels generate have been out of reach to low-income households, to multifamily housing, and to renters.
Climate change has impacts on farmers and farmland. We support actions that mitigate these impacts. We also advocate for the responsible build-out of solar energy to protect our food systems and agricultural economies. HB 1814 advances both of these goals.
We have hydroelectric, which is a wonderful source of power. We really need to stick with that and not throw the baby out with the bathwater on that. If solar is meant to be a secondary support, that's one thing, but it really should never, I really don't wish to ever see solar become something where it becomes a sole source of electrical support because it can't sustain it.
Thank you for watching the 2022 Washington State legislative session.